Hello students, welcome back. Hope you all doing good and staying safe. Today we are going to learn a new lesson that is from chapter 3, a poem. And in this video we are going to look at explanation of book page 52 to 53. Today we are going to learn from your book page number 52. So all of you open your English book to page number 52. Along with it, all of you take your English note. Okay, students, let's move on. The topic of our poem is Nightfall in the city of Hyderabad. Okay, read with me. Nightfall in the city of Hyderabad. So, do you know the city of Hyderabad? Yes, Hyderabad is a capital and the largest city of Indian state of Telangana. Okay, before it was in Andhra Pradesh, now it is in Telangana. And let's see about the poem at a glance. Let's have a quick look about the poem. Nightfall in the city of Hyderabad by Sarojini Naidu is her tribute to her beloved city. Okay, so this poem is written by Sarojini Naidu, and in this poem she shows her respect to her beloved city, her loved city, that is Hyderabad. The poem captures the beauty of night falling over the bustling city of Hyderabad. Okay, so this poem captures the beauty of the night falling over. That means this poem explains the beauty of the dark evening. Okay, before the night comes, how the procession happening. So it explains how the night begins in the busiest city of Hyderabad. Bustling means the busy city of Hyderabad. The use of imagery in the poem makes the city come alive and the readers feel like they are walking through the ancient city themselves. Okay, so the use of the imagery, that means the pictures used in this poem, that makes the readers to feel alive. Okay, to come alive, and it makes us to walk through the ancient city. We feel like we are just walking through that city. So this poem is very alive and it is full of imagery. So we will see in detail. Before that, let's read a little bit about our author. All of you turn your book to page number 53. About the poet Sarojini Naidu. Okay, so as she is a lady, so we have to pronounce it as poetess. Okay, so about the poetess Sarojini Naidu, in your book page number 53. Sarojini Naidu, 1879 to 1949. Now she is not alive. Was born in Hyderabad and educated in Madras, London and Cambridge. Okay, so actually she was born in Hyderabad. So she loved her city and she has written a poem about the city, and that we are going to learn today. And she educated in Madras, London and Cambridge, that is in England. She was a child prodigy who wrote a 1300-line poem in English and a play in Persian at very early age. Okay, so she was a child prodigy. That means she is a child with more skills. Okay, at an early age itself, she is very capable in writing poems. She wrote 1300-line poem in English at her very young age and a play in Persian. She grew up to be a political activist, a feminist, a poet, an essayist, and the first woman to be appointed president of the Indian National Congress and the governor of a state in free India. Okay, so she grew up to be a political activist. That means she involved in all the political activities. She is an important figure in India's struggle for independence, and she is a feminist. That means a person who supports women and for the women rights. Okay, also she is a poet and an essayist. She is a very famous writer and the first woman to be appointed president of Indian National Congress, and also she is the first women governor in the independence India. Okay, next in 1914 she was elected as a fellow of Indian Society, Royal Society of Literature. Okay, she was one of the member of Royal Society of Literature, which is founded in 1920 and it is in London. Okay, London's Literature Society, which is very important in the literary field, and she is a member there. She earned name Nightingale of India. Okay, underline, she earned the name Nightingale of India due to the lyrical and expressive nature of her poems. Okay, ஸோ அவங்களுடைய அந்த கவிதைகள் மற்றும் அவங்களுடைய பாடல்கள் அதனுடைய வெளிப்படையான தன்மை இதனால அவங்கள வந்து த நைட்டிங்கேல் ஆஃப் இந்தியா அப்படின்ற ஒரு பேர் அவங்களுக்கு கிடைச்சிச்சு. ஓகே, she nicknamed for herself as a Nightingale of India because for her contribution to the poetry. All her poems were rich in imagery covered with variety of themes. Okay, so she received the name the Nightingale of India. Okay, that's all about our poetess. So let's look into our poem. Page number 52. Sarojini Naidu has taken a simple movement from life as usual and embellished it with all the local colors available. Okay, so it is written by Sarojini Naidu and she has taken a simple movement from life. Okay, this poem, she just takes a simple movement at the evening time of the city of Hyderabad. She just taken a simple movement from life and she decorated, that means she added that movement with local colors available. Okay, when we read we can enjoy the colors of the city of Hyderabad. Next, she presents for her readers an ornate and intense image of night falling over the city of Hyderabad. Okay, so she presents various scenes, sights, sounds and experience, okay, which associated in the ancient city of Hyderabad. When we read, we could feel various scenes which connected to the city while the night falling over the ancient city of Hyderabad. Okay students, let's move into the lines. First line, first two lines. See how the speckled sky burns like a Phrygian's throat, jeweled with embers of opal and peridot. Okay, take pencil with you so that the important things that you can underline and write over. Okay, so in this poem the poetess tries to describe the rich culture, customs and the tradition of Hyderabad. So in the first two lines, once again I'll read for you. See how the speckled sky burns like a pigeon's throat, jeweled with embers of opal and peridot. So here speckled means spotted. Spotted means dotted. The first two lines, the poetess has described the beauty of night. The sky with these twinkling stars appears like a dotted throat of a pigeon, and the stars appears like opal and peridot. Okay, so in the night time if we see the sky, it looks like a dotted, right? So what will dot there? Yes, the stars. And she says in the first line, it burns like a pigeon's throat. It is a political form. Why she used pigeon's throat here? So you can see in the pigeon's throat, the place neck, a multicolor and it's like shining, right? So she used the word there and she says jeweled with embers of opal and peridot. What is mean by opal? Opal means a gemstone and peridot In the next page you can see a green semi precious mineral. Okay, so it is peridot, and she says that the sky is just decorated, like a neck of the sky is decorated with the opal and the peridot. So here they are sparkling like a flame and decorating the neck of the sky just like the jeweled neck of the pigeon. So here we can see the beautiful description of night time with stars shining like a opal and peridot. Okay, so in the first two lines she explains about the night time, how the night time looks, and she says that like a dot shining stars, it looks like a sky burns like a pigeon's throat, and it jeweled with, that means it decorated with the opal and peridot, that means the gemstones. Okay, coming to next two lines, see the white river that flashes and scintillates, curved like a tusk from the mouth of the city gates. Okay, so see the white river. So here she is mentioning about a river in the city of Hyderabad. So the river name is Musi River. Okay, in the city of Hyderabad, the Musi River flows through the city of Hyderabad, and she says which scintillates. What is mean by scintillates? See in the word bank, sparkles. Okay, so she says the river, when we look at night, it looks white and it flashes and it sparkles. And how it looks, curved like a tusk from the mouth of the city gates. What is meant by tusk? Tusk means the teeth of an elephant, tandam. யானையின் தந்தம் இருக்குல்ல, so அந்த மாதிரி how it will look, the tusk always it is very white, and it just looks pure and it bends and curves, right? அப்படி வளைஞ்சிருக்கும் அதோட தந்தம். அது மாதிரி அந்த முசி ரிவர், அந்த ஹைதராபாத்ல ஓடுகிற அந்த ஆறு வந்து யானையின் தந்தங்கள மாதிரி இருக்கு. When we look through the city gates, it looks like a curved like a tusk of an elephant. Okay, so river Musi looks at night is being described here. During night it twinkles white in the dark background, so you can imagine how extraordinary it might be looking. And she compares, okay, Musi river with the tusk of an elephant. Okay students, next two lines. Third line, hark from minaret, how the Musin's call floats like a battle flag over the city fall. Here hark means listen. Listen the Musin's call from the minaret. So minaret means a tall tower building, which is in the mosque. Okay, it is a tall building. And Musins, so who is Musin? Page number 53 word bank, you can see a man who calls Muslims to prayer, usually from the tower of a mosque. Okay, so minaret means the tower of a mosque, and Musin means he is a man who calls Muslims to prayer. Okay, so the poetess says here, listen the call of the Musin from the minaret, and she compares it with floats like a battle flag over the city wall. Okay, so this is Musin who calls in the city tower, and the sound, okay, which she compares with the battle flag. What is meant by battle flag? That is the flag that leads the soldiers into the joy of victory. Okay, so how it floats, like the same way the Musin's call, his sounds also floats like a battle over the city wall. So here the call of the Musin has been compared to the battle flag, and the battle flag remains the enthusiasm for war and joy of victory. And here says religion is also a symbol of purity in the city of Hyderabad, which both has floating quality. ரெண்டுக்குமே மிதக்கிற ஒரு தன்மை இருக்கு. That means the call of the musicians, the voice, okay, which has the floating quality, and in the same way the battle flag, the flag also has the quality of floating. Okay, so let's move on to next two lines. From trestled balconies, languid and luminous, faces gleam wild in splendor voluminous. Okay, here the word trestled means supported, languid means relaxed, and the word luminous means very large. So in these lines it described how the woman looks at the procession from their balconies. Okay, so in the night time, in the festival time, they will have procession, urvalam. Okay, so it may be a procession of elephant or the horse. Okay, and the யானைகள் ஊர்வலம், குதிரை ஊர்வலம், இந்த மாதிரி நடக்கிற ஊர்வலங்களை the women from the trestled balconies, okay, these are the balconies. So the women, the Muslim women, mostly they used to cover their face, okay, in the veils. They used to see from their balconies and in a relaxed manner. Okay, languid means in a relaxed manner, and luminous, that means a shine in the dark. Okay, so while they were looking from that, their faces gleam, their faces shine. Actually their faces were covered, but the half face which are visible make them more beautiful, and it says that their faces shine and the processions how they look. So in short it says beauty itself, look at the beauty. Okay students, so next two lines, let's move on to next. Leisurely elephants went through the winding lanes, swinging their silver bells hung from their silver chains. Okay, now in this next two lines, the poetess explains the procession, that means urvalam of the elephant, and it says when the women are looking at the grand procession at night, the movement of elephant are also unique. Okay, how the elephants walk through the city, and it walks slowly. Leisurely means no, without hurry. Okay, it just walk slowly in a zigzag movement, and they have silver bells on their neck. Okay, so when they move, the bells also it just swing, and it is like in the night time when we look, the bells and the elephant which was decorated, it will just sparkle. Okay, it will just shine, and the dark elephant with silver bell and the shining metal again the huge dark background. So let's move on to next. Round the high Charminar, sounds of gay cavalcades blend with the music of cymbals and sonarets. Okay, so here the word cavalcades means like parade. Okay, sounds of a procession or horse round. So kudirai urvalam. Okay, the people used to sit upon the horse and they will have the procession. So here it is also a lovely sight of procession of people on horseback, and it says that while they were walking, while they were coming round to the city of through the building of Charminar and the music they place. In the picture you can see the procession, okay, and the music of cymbals and sonarettes which gives a melodious sound and which is very peaceful to look at night. And over to the last two lines. Over the city bridge night comes majestical, borne like a queen to a sumptuous festival. Okay, what is meant by sumptuous? That means looking very impressive. So in the last two lines, the night is compared to the queen. So over the city bridge, night comes like a queen attending a lavish festival. And it says, night comes over the city in a majestic manner. Over the city bridge, night comes majestically, borne like a queen of sumptuous festival. Okay, so the poem, it ends with the night which comes over the city in a majestical manner, in a great manner, like a queen. Okay, students, so that's all. So this poem is an example of the termnet's appreciation one can have for a city, and the poetess Sarojini Naidu, she explained it in very detail. So in the first two lines she explained the speckled sky, that means the spotted kite to the pigeon's throat, and second two lines the river Musi, and it compares to the tusk of an elephant, and the third the Musin's call. Who is Musin? A man who calls Muslim to prayer. Okay, that man's calls was compared to the battle flag, and which both have the same quality of floating. Okay, so, and as we have read, we could see the various scenes, sights, sounds and the experience associated with the city of Hyderabad. Okay, students, that's all. Now let's do the book exercises. Page number 53, book exercise. Find the antonyms of the following words from the poem. Okay, so cools, opposite burns. From the poem you have to choose the word and you have to write. Okay, so cools opposite burns. Straight opposite curved. Dull opposite luminous. Exposed opposite veiled. Hurried opposite leisurely. Cools, very cool, opposite burns, hot. Straight opposite curved, வளைந்த. Dull opposite luminous, very bright. Exposed opposite veiled, closed. Hurried opposite leisurely. So write it down. After writing this, let's move to write our classwork. After writing this, open your classwork. Let's write classwork. Write today's date. Take new page and write. And write the heading, chapter 3, poem, Nightfall in the city of Hyderabad. Okay, first synonyms. Scintillates, sparkles. Musin, a man who calls Muslim to prayer. Sterilized, supported. Languid, relaxed. Borne, carried. Sumptuous, looking very impressive. Okay, that's all. Write it down, the synonyms. The pronunciation of the words may be difficult, so listen carefully and study by your own. Okay, students. First one, scintillates, sparkles. Muezzin, a man who calls Muslim to prayer. Sterilized, supported. Languid, relaxed. Borne, carried. Sumptuous, looking very impressive. Okay, write it down fast and write neatly. Write it down, write neatly and write fast. Don't make any spelling mistake. Look carefully to the each words and write neatly. So after writing this, let's move on to reference to context. Reference to context. There is a line from the poem. Hark from the minaret how the muezzin's call floats like a battle flag over the city wall. Let's see the questions. Where is the minaret that the muezzin is calling from? What does his call indicate at this time? What has his call been compared to and why? And the answers. Where is the minaret that the muezzin is calling from? The minaret that the muezzin is calling within the city of Hyderabad. What does his call indicate at this time? His call indicates the evening call for prayers. And the last question, what has his call been compared? The muezzin's call has been compared to a battle flag because both have floating quality. The call, the sound, the vibration which has the floating quality as well as the flag, battle flag, the war flag which also has the floating quality. Both floats in air. So you have to write the lines as well as with the question and you have to write the answer. Don't write only the answer. You have to write with question as well as the answer. So once again read with me. Where is the minaret that the muezzin is calling from? The minaret that the muezzin is calling within the city of Hyderabad. Minaret means a tower. Okay, the mosque which has a tower. From the tower, the muezzin. Muezzin means a man. Okay, who calls Muslims to pray. That man, he calls from the minaret. And where the minaret is situated? It is within the city of Hyderabad. Next, what does his call indicate at this time? His call indicates the evening call for prayers. What has his call been compared to and why? The muezzin's call has been compared to a battle flag because both have a floating quality. Write neatly, students. So this week all of your videos were opened. So if you are keeping your note incomplete, just watch the videos and complete the notes. Okay. So let's move on to next. Answer the following. The question is, find out the name of the river that flows through Hyderabad. What is the name of the river? Why has it been compared to the tusk of an elephant? Why it is compared to the tusk of an elephant? Okay. The river that flows through Hyderabad city is called Musi River. Musi River has been compared to the tusk of an elephant because, like the tusk, which are white and curved, the Musi River also white and pure and bends and curves through the city. Okay, why the poetess compared the Musi River to the tusk of an elephant? Okay, she compares because both are white and curved with pure and burns and curves through the city. Okay, reference to the context, only one question, and this answer the following also you have this only one question. So study the classwork today itself. So read with me once again. Read the question. Find out the name of the river that flows through Hyderabad. Why has it been compared to the tusk of an elephant? The river that flows through Hyderabad city is called Musi River. Musi River has been compared to the tusk of an elephant because, like the tusk which are white and curved, the Musi River also white and pure and bends and curves through the city. So after writing this, let's write today's homework. Today's homework. First, study the classwork and complete the following. Today's classwork you have to study today itself. Okay, students? Write the questions in your homework note. Antonyms: straight opposite, dull opposite, third one exposed opposite, and fourth hurried opposite. You have to write the answers for these antonyms and fill in the blanks. You have to find the answer from the poem. The poem Nightfall in the City of Hyderabad is written by Dash, who is popularly known as Dash of India. Okay, clear? First question. And next. In this poem, the poetess describes various scenes, sights and sounds associated within the city of Dash. Which city this poem talks about? And the third one, the river that flows through Hyderabad city is called Dash River. You have to write the name of the river. And then, Musi River has been compared to the dash of an elephant. And last question, the call of Musin has been compared to the dash. The call of Musin has been compared to dash because both have dash quality. So very easy fill-ups. If you have listened the poem, you could complete it easily. So write down this in a homework note. After completing this, click a photo and send it through WhatsApp. Everyone must send your homework. Everyone must send your homework. Don't ask any excuses. So that's all for today, and we have seen about a poem, Nightfall in the City of Hyderabad, written by Sarojini Naidu. And in that poem we have seen the clear picture of the city of Hyderabad at the nightfall. Okay, that's all, and we will wind up here. So we will meet soon with new lesson in next video. Until then, take care. Thank you.